scene, that surely has to be grand. We have a wonderful audience with us today, comprising of IndiGo leadership, travel and trade partners, investor and financial community, esteemed partners, 60 colleagues, and members from the media. There are going to be some exciting announcements, a sneak peek into the future, and plans that will chart a new course for IndiGo. But before we start, please join me in welcoming our newest trainees and some of the facilitators from Team iFly on a song that resonates with all of us. Just like IndiGo is to the world, this song had represented India to the world, amazing us all at the Oscars. So turn up the energy and amp up the excitement, and please join your hands together to welcome this lovely and fabulous team from iFly.
Greetings, IndiGo. We are iFly, where the spirit of IndiGo is created. This spirit is within you, and everyone present here. You will see the spirit in the trainers and trainees performing today, setting the pace for the rest of this glorious day. So, what makes us IndiGo? Let's reflect.
Welcome to IndiGo. We are your gate managers. Your flight that is taking off towards new heights and across new frontiers is right on time, and we have commenced boarding. Please get ready for a true blue IndiGo cheering experience. Once again, we are your gate managers and are available for any assistance. Thank you for choosing IndiGo every day. Here's to a thrilling experience.
Dear IndiGo, this is your captain speaking. It's a pleasure to have you on board. As aviators, we are pledged to keep you safe. Although keeping you entertained is a skill on another level entirely. Your enthusiasm and loud cheers will certainly help us to do so. We are about to depart now. Please do not settle down. We are on our way. I would ask you to sit back and relax, but with what's coming up next, you won't. Cabin crew, please close doors for takeoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome on board. We are the crew in the cabin, and we speak on time, courteous and hassle-free. We are first aid specialists, homemakers, globetrotters, born leaders, and most importantly, we are super delighted to bring the world to India by IndiGo. Thank you. Closing doors for an on-time departure. IndiGo Standard Time.
Napata Zulu, Napata Zulu, Napata Zulu,
I think the round of applause should carry on further. What an energy, guys. What a performance. The atmosphere is electric and the anticipation is palpable. Lekin, dil tham ke baithiye, for we are yet to take it a notch higher, more than the 36,000 feet that you are currently cruising at. On this momentous occasion, I am super excited for what is to come. And on that note, please join me in welcoming our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Peter Airbus.
Good morning, Ashton.
Good morning, Peter. How are you today?
Excited, proud, bit nervous. Aren't you nervous?
Super nervous.
You know, we're turning 18, so it's a milestone. It's a day to be extremely proud of. But the energy of this performance, I think that really speaks to the energy of all the people at IndiGo.
Absolutely. I truly, truly agree. And I think to continue that excitement, what do you think? Let's watch something fun?
Yeah, let's start with a film, just to watch, to get us all in the mood what this is all about. Let's start doing that.
India is soaring, a nation that is the world's fastest growing economy and prepares to be the world's third largest economy by 2027. A nation rooted firm in its rich cultural heritage and history that is diverse and united by a growing desire to spread its wings both domestically as well as internationally, while moving ahead on the path of economic development and innovation. A nation that inspires and wins, and where aspirations are not reserved for the few, but rather part of the identity of every Indian. As India grows, Indian aviation is poised to become a global hub. Domestically, passenger traffic is expected to double in the next 6 years. The number of airports are projected to increase further up from 140 in the coming years. Internationally, India is uniquely located from 65% of the world's population within just 5 to 6 hours of flying time, and offers a unique and cultural travel experience for all tourists, and is propelled by a strong vision of aviation infrastructure by the Indian government. As Indian aviation takes off, it is IndiGo giving wings to the nation since 2006, propelling India one flight at a time, connecting people and aspirations. Today, IndiGo is the primary driver of aviation growth in India, with 2,000 plus daily flights, over 120 destinations, 100 million plus customers, 350 plus aircraft, and approximately 1,000 aircraft on order. Welcome to India. Welcome to the future. India by IndiGo.
Wow. Wow, that was amazing. Welcome to India. Welcome to IndiGo. And I can feel the goosebumps, Ashta. How about you?
I love the tagline, to be very honest. It is superb. It's lovely.
Yeah, and this is just a reflection of where we are today. Think about what's ahead there. So really looking forward to that.
So am I. I'll catch you later.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a warm welcome again. It's really a pleasure to be here with all of you. And what a great display of India and IndiGo we saw in that movie. And today, actually it was yesterday, but today we celebrated. Today we're turning 18. That means no more play around. We're adults and we should behave like that from now on. And that isn't to say that we've been playing around for the past 18 years. But turning an adult brings some whole new challenges with us. And I'm extremely proud today that this entire event is being organized by IndiGo colleagues, right from the MC to all the people backstage to the entertainment. Everything is done by my wonderful IndiGo colleagues, speaking to the incredible amount of talent we have. So thank you for doing that. So 18 years ago, IndiGo was started. And yesterday we celebrated that. And as I said, 18 years and all grown up. So yesterday, our leadership team went to some 50 out of our 88 domestic destinations, celebrating with the best and finest IndiGo has, our IndiGo teams and our IndiGo people. And you cannot not be more proud and happy seeing those pictures where it's really being celebrated all across our vast Indian network of 88 destinations, and again, a reflection of 50 of them are there. So it has been really a wonderful journey, in fact, unmatched journey. And I'm sure if you look from a more international perspective to that, there's no airline in the world who in such a speed have achieved what IndiGo has achieved in the past 18 years. I think we call it jaldi jaldi here. So that journey has been unmatched. But what's ahead is even more exciting. What's ahead is even more exciting, embarking on that new chapter, IndiGo 6C Flight 2030. And today, actually, we use this occasion of sharing with you what's out there on that new chapter, on that new part of the journey. And in order to do that, we'll be revealing today some of the steps we are taking in that fantastic path forward. And again, 18 years has been a wonderful and marvelous journey. It brought us to where we are today, firmly being an Indian carrier, firmly in the world top 10 airlines. And I was actually saying, look at the performance we just had here. I'm not sure how many airlines in the world really would be able to bring up a group of new hires and a group of trainers bringing out the performance like we just saw. So going back in time a little bit, the very first flight in 2006, Delhi, Guwahati, Imphal, and some in the room I know were there right from the start. If you think about that, it started with that one single flight, Delhi, Guwahati, Imphal, and today, 2,000 flights a day, 88 cities in India, 33 outside India, 500 routes to be served. That's just an incredible journey. I think everyone at that point in time who said, you know, IndiGo, when it turns 18, it will fly 2,000 flights a day, it will serve 500 routes, it will serve 88 airports in the nation, who said, no, that's technically impossible. And yet it's there. So I think it speaks to the great work of the IndiGo colleagues, but let me also use the opportunity here to thank many of our partners. We have people from the trade, from the investor community, from the banking sector, from the media. We have a lot of different people in the room, and you all have been part of that success of IndiGo. But it always starts with a vision. I think Rahul Bhatia shared earlier his wonderful vision, and let me read it out, and you can all read it, but still I think it's important to read. And our vision is to build something that this country can be proud of. An airline that delivers on its promise, always. We're in the growth industry, and I'm sure there will always be room at the top for efficient and profitable airlines. And look where we are today. I think it was modestly phrased, build something. It's the 7th largest airline in the world today in daily departures. That's more than build something. So Rahul, may I ask you to share a few words? Come on stage, please. Welcome, and thank you for being here.
No,
Please.
my pleasure. Thank you.
Rahul, it has been a pleasure working together, and maybe you address the audience in your own way.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a very good morning. I am a reluctant and a rather poor public speaker, but Peter insisted that I say a few words on this occasion. InterGlobe's foundation stones are steeped in the airline services business. And when the company mooted the idea of vertically integrating its activities by launching an airline, everyone thought this was a recipe for death. And for good reason, because as we all know, empirical evidence suggests that most airlines fail and only a handful of them succeed. However, we at InterGlobe were of the belief that if we can put together an airline which is able to secure a pole position in terms of cost leadership, and I say that at a global level, then over time, the airline should prevail. Equally importantly, such cost leadership would not come at the cost of quality. Affordable fares, clean aircraft which fly on time, and the service promise from booking a journey to collecting your bags at the other end to be delivered with great consistency. 18 years on, as India continues to evolve and as the aspiration of humans take flight, it is imperative upon IndiGo to respond ever so gently by opening its fan of offerings to its customers, and this is predicated on three very simple principles. One, the Indian customer deserves choice, and IndiGo will ensure that it happens. Two, complexity brings with it some additional costs, but in our view, if the rewards of such complexity outweigh the associated costs, then introducing complexity, I'll say this in quotes, in a thoughtful and a meaningful manner, should be a no-brainer. Three, we will ensure that every new offering, IndiGo fiercely holds on to its age-old mantra of structural cost leadership. Before I go, I want to convey a message to IndiGo's investor community, and thank you for being here, and to some of the restless journalists also, thank you for being here. InterGlobe recently sold 2% of IndiGo shares, and this raised some concern and speculation. Firstly, the de minimis sell-down is meant to fund new businesses InterGlobe is spawning and for general corporate purposes. It is actually no more complicated than this. Secondly, and more importantly, InterGlobe and I are here to stay. The dream which began as a personal itch of mine in the late 90s to create an airline which our country would be proud of, I'm fine. So I just want to repeat myself. So this was something we wanted to do back in the 1990s, and all I want to assure all of you is that kick and that itch is stronger than ever before. I want to assure the world that under the able leadership of Peter Elbers and his senior management, the employees at IndiGo won't rest till we have made our humble contribution in ensuring that India has its rightful seat at the table of global aviation. Thank you, and I wish you all an enjoyable session previewing IndiGo's new initiatives. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. Rahul, thank you. And what a simple way of saying it. Affordable fares, clean aircraft, and on-time performance. But how difficult to do it, Rahul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rahul. And sorry to be insistent, but you are the very visionary behind what we are there. And without that vision, today there would be no IndiGo, there would be no 2,000 flights a day, and there would be no 3 lakh plus customers being served by us each and every day. So thank you for coming out here. And Rahul, what a beautiful thing you just said. The employees at IndiGo won't rest till we have made our humble contribution in ensuring that India has its rightful seat at the table of global aviation. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we're doing today. So, Raoul said it in his speech actually. There's 3 very simple customer promises IndiGo started with 18 years ago, and I come back on those. But those 3 promises, again, are as simple in phrasing, but as difficult in execution. On-time performance, affordable fares, and a courteous and hassle-free service. And let me take you back to, and some of you will remember, a great video which was used at that point in time to show the world what IndiGo standard time looks like. So we go back a little bit in time.
When our chefs wake up on time, our kitchen works on time. When our kitchen works on time, the food leaves for the plane on time. When the hostesses wake up on time, they do their makeup on time. They look oh so pretty on time. When our ground force does their work on time, our pilots take off on time. People get to meetings on time. We get our work done on time. And when we get our work done on time, we become the world's most powerful economy on time. On time is a wonderful thing.
Wow, you remember this one? And it's still there. And yes, we had our challenges, especially over the past season with all the IROPS, but rest assured that IndiGo's first customer promise of on-time performance is still on the top of our priority list after safety. So I said there's 3 customer promises. The first one is IndiGo standard time. The second one is affordable fares. The affordable fares has attracted millions and millions of first-time flyers. And if you just look to the statistics, India is still underpenetrated when it comes to air travel. But having said that, looking at the millions of people who could fly thanks to IndiGo is really something we're extremely proud of. And pretty much on every flight, each and every day, we find customers who for the first time are able to fly with us. And that in itself is creating, I would dare to say, even social cohesion, because going from north to south is no longer 2 or 2.5 days in the train, it's just 2-hour flight. And that in itself is connecting the country in a wonderful way. And I could not be more pleased myself being on board of flights and seeing those first-time travelers with the excitement of taking videos and being loud and noisy and all excited about their first-time experience they have on board of the flight. So that is an incredibly important on-time performance, affordable fares, and courteous and hassle-free service. And I would like to add here, ladies and gentlemen, over the years, the network of IndiGo has become our 4th customer promise. Because whereas in the past people may have usually taken one particular sector, we find an increasing number of Indian travelers using multiple sectors in the country. And for that, our network is really a wonderful asset. So if you see today how the network has evolved over the year, and I spoke earlier about the first flight to Imphal, today India is covered by 88 stations. We then expanded into the Middle East, where we fly today 12 stations. Then we moved over to South Asia, another 12. We started to expand our codeshare in Europe, 40. Last year we took the bold move to move into Central Asia and to move into Africa. So last year, August, the first time ever, IndiGo was touching African soil, which is a fantastic excitement for the company. And if you look to Central Asia, it was never served by IndiGo before. And we added 4 flights, Baku, Tbilisi, Almaty, Tashkent. And actually, they're all doing so well that we increased the frequency levels. So that in itself is a wonderful development. So 3 customer promises, and number 4 has been added. And what did it bring over the years? Since inception in 2006, we've had 600 million customers welcoming on board of an IndiGo flight. If you think about last year alone, it was 100+ million. So if you just add it all up, it means we had to start with a limited number, and now we're really stepping up with 600 million flyers since inception. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's an incredible number. May I say half of the population has flown IndiGo? We know it's not half of the population because there's a lot of frequent flyers, but just as a number, it really moves up to that. But it doesn't stop there. We're extremely proud last year to have the largest aircraft order ever. But let me take you back in time when IndiGo in 2005 placed the order for 100 aircraft, and Rahul said it so well. I think at that point in time, a lot of people were questioning, why is a small Indian company ordering 100 aircraft? Now that same small Indian company of 18 years ago has placed last year in Paris the largest aircraft order ever with 500 aircraft, which is something to be incredibly proud of. And that means that we continue to grow and we will continue to adding planes, and we're secured of a steady flow of planes to the mid of the next decade. But it's not only what we do in the long term. Last year, we set out a set of ambitious targets in terms of our on-time performance, where we want to be in the top of the world, in terms of our daily flights, in terms of our customer numbers, and in terms of having the youngest fleet from all the airlines with operating more than 100 aircraft. And it's extremely humbling and proud at the same time at IndiGo. We set the targets, we set ambitions, and then after a year, we say, okay, yeah, done. So really fantastic opportunity for us to set out the targets and to delivering on them. So I was speaking about the destinations, but when you look at the number of routes, actually, it's even more impressive. So today, we cover, basically, we're painting the sky blue. Over 400 domestic routes are being served by IndiGo. I had the pleasure in being in Durgapur and Deoghar last weekend. If you see what connectivity those cities is meaning, and we fly to 8 different cities out of Durgapur. And those are all lines here in this fantastic domestic network. But it's more than domestic only. We have embarked on a journey to go more international, and I shared with you the recent expansions which we did on our international network. And as recent as earlier this week, we have announced Jaffna as our 34th international destination. Number 34. It's going to be our first ATR international destination. And let me announce here today that before this financial year is over, we'll be adding another 7 international destinations, bringing the total to over 40 international stations. So clearly it's our ambition to paint the sky blue, not only in India itself, but also international, with an increasing share of international operation. That's one side of the piece. The other side is the incredible opportunities in terms of employment, and literally where dreams get their wings to fly. And we hire thousands and thousands of new recruits. I don't think there's a company in the world who's having such a hiring mechanism and training and people getting in and bringing them in. So we give wings to those people. Cockpit, cabin, technicians, ground handling, head office functions, all different roles are working there. And as such, fulfilling the dreams and the aspirations of many young Indians looking for jobs. But it's not only that. We're not reaching out only with our planes. We're also reaching out with our hearts. I think some of the projects we're doing are really very touching. And what we do is we work together with companies, we collaborate in order to make sure that we support the right projects all across the country. I had the pleasure of being on the Nasik, that's the right-hand side of this picture. And if you see what's happening there and how relatively small amounts from a company can help these women to start to build their own business, to start to farm chicken and to sell them, to start their own crops and selling them. That's really a fantastic initiative we are doing. So we are reaching out, again, not just with our planes, but also with our hearts. And as such, I think it's important to underline that we're committed to build a very responsible business. And the E for environment is something we work on every day. If you see the electric buses we have, for example, in Hyderabad, but also the fact that we have the youngest fleet of airlines with more than 100 aircraft, and we are committed to continue to have this for the years ahead. The S for what we do on the social side, I already mentioned that. And so far, 41,000 women have benefited from the programs we've introduced. And last but not least, especially for a company which is growing so fast and becoming more and more broadly followed, a lot of commitment to follow the highest standards of governance. Incredibly important. So next to the customer promises, the network, the ambitions going forward, ESG is an incredibly important part of what we do and where we stand for. And part of that sort of being a social company and being a responsible company also goes to the field of girl power. I think it's something we're extremely proud of, and I'm sure you've all seen the buttons, and something which is there right from the start. And whoever passes the metro station in Gurgaon sees all that signage there. It's really fantastic to see. So let me introduce you to a small film, what we do here in the field of girl power.
We steer you safely through the sky. We engineer perfection before every takeoff. We pay attention to every detail and make your journey hassle-free. We ensure seamless operations. We guarantee on-time performance daily, non-stop. We ensure we follow all standard operating procedures. We enhance customer experience and nurture everlasting bonds. We are the wind beneath every IndiGo wing. We power through challenges. We raise the bar. We are girl power. We are IndiGo.
Isn't that fantastic? 44% of our colleagues are female. We have one of the world's highest percentage of female pilots. And we continue to build on that and continue to that on moving forward. Because we firmly believe that our IndiGo stars are making the difference. It was so right from the start, it's there today, and it will continue to be so going forward. So, this was looking back, having a little reflection on what we had done. And you may wonder, I haven't heard anything news yet, right? I can see some of you, it's very nice. I get a coffee and a tea and a sandwich, but where's the news? So, beside looking back, we also want to look forward and take you on that journey to IndiGo 6E. Join me on flight 6E 2030. And why are we moving? And why do we feel that we should move ahead? Because the India of 18 years ago is no more the India of today. So the vision is still valid. And again, no one could have phrased it better, as Rahul did at the very start of this gathering. And the exact same words still do apply today. The only thing is the country is changing. It's changing in GDP, it's changing in aspiration, it's changing with some of the wishes and the desires of the youth. What doesn't change, though, is the location. India is positioned in a manner that 65% of the world population is within today's range of our airplanes. So if home is most populous nation on planet Earth, if home is soon what is to be the third largest economy in the world, if home is surely one of the most aspirational countries in the world, and located at this location, we firmly believe that we should have every opportunity to build India into a global aviation hub, proudly serving the nation. And as I said earlier, we maintain our cost leadership, and Rahul also said it, and rest assured, that's being reminded to us on a very frequent basis, and thank you for doing that, Rahul. That cost leadership will remain to be there. But to some extent, we actually have been building our very own model. And I know people like to put a sticker or a logo or a designation on IndiGo. But if you see some of the things IndiGo is doing, we're doing typically things which are not done by classical low-cost airlines. And therefore, some while back I said, we have left that station some while ago. We operate from the primary airports, flying 20 times a day between Delhi and Mumbai, 15 times a day between Delhi and Bangalore, means we operate from the primary airports of the country and will continue to do so. We have a lot of corporate contracts and more to come, and thank you for the corporates being here today. We work with some of our airline partners. Today we have 8 codeshares and more to come. And thank you for the codeshare partners who are here today. We started the cargo business. Today we operate 3 freighters. I had the pleasure of visiting our cargo team yesterday. I think they do a wonderful job serving the nation for express, but also building up our cargo position international. And with whatever is out there in store, cargo is increasingly important. We already have today a co-branded credit card, and we started recently to sell hotels also on our website. So if you compare us to some other players in the world, I would dare to say IndiGo is crafting its own and unique business model. And whoever wants to put a specific label on us or say you are either this or you're that, just follow what IndiGo is doing. And what we are doing actually is doubling by the end of the decade. And think about that. Between today and the end of the decade, we will double. And I showed earlier that 500 plane order will take us well into the middle of the next decade. So if you just think about it, some other airlines talk about it, but for us it's reality because the orders are there. 8 plane, 8 week for the next docile. That's what we're doing. And that number in itself will enable us not only to deliver on our 3 customer promises, but also to continue to expand our fast network. But we have more ambitions. Those planes are taking us to an incredible range. 65% of the world population is within that range, as I shared earlier. But we took the bold move not long ago. But actually it's bold and it's logic at the very same time. Look where India is heading. Look what is the percentage of Indian airline capacity for international travel. I think there's a wonderful opportunity for Indian airlines to start taking some of that share. So we took the decision, and thanks for the board members who are also there supporting that decision, to go for IndiGo Far, IndiGo Wide. And we decided to move with the Airbus 350 widebody. That will come in 2027. And no need to underline that that will create an entire different game. So today actually is a momentous day and a momentous occasion whereby we celebrate 18 years, but we also look ahead to that very big decision which we have taken recently. And since we've decided to move with Airbus, I have the pleasure of having Mr. Remy Maillard here. And Remy Maillard is the president of Airbus India. Remy, may I ask you to join me on stage? Welcome.
Thank you.
Remy, before I ask you to share a few words, maybe we have a look at the film together, just to get us all in the right mood on the relationship between IndiGo and Airbus. Shall we look?
This is the story of IndiGo, a story of dreams, bold vision, and relentless pursuit. And it started with an audacious order of 100 A320 aircraft, paving the way for the Blue Revolution. Before anyone saw it coming, they became the India story, seamlessly weaving themselves into the fabric of India, connecting people and aspirations. But it wasn't enough. They wanted to paint the sky indigo. And so in partnership with Airbus, they placed the largest ever order of 500 Airbus A320 family aircraft, setting a new benchmark in the global aviation industry. Now, as they turn 18, it's time to redefine the game once again. Presenting the Airbus A350, a grand entry into the world of wide-body aircraft. A bold order of 30 new A350 family aircraft marks a monumental moment in Indian aviation history. A move that will transform them from a domestic aviation leader to a global powerhouse. With the A350, they will be bringing connectivity like never before. From Ahmedabad to Amsterdam, Surat to Seoul, and Patna to Paris. Now, no destination is too far. They are proud to be the airline connecting India to the world, one dot at a time. Together, we soar towards new heights and across new frontiers.
Isn't that exciting? No destination would be far enough, or would be too far actually, to serve with this wonderful aircraft. A natural step and a natural evolution. Remy, why don't you share a couple of words with the audience on what this wonderful partnership between Airbus and IndiGo is all about?
Thank you, Peter. Good morning, everyone. Well, I believe that the movie speaks by itself. At Airbus, we take immense pride to have been associated with IndiGo since the beginning, for 18 years. And when I think of IndiGo, the words that come to my mind are vision, excellence, and innovation. I believe that IndiGo is a shining and inspirational example of what can be achieved when one dreams big. IndiGo has rewritten the rules of the Indian aviation landscape and given wings to the aspiration of a nation. And of course, IndiGo has set in history since day one with record orders, the one after the other, culminating in the 500 aircraft order at the Paris Air Show last year. And at Airbus, we are both proud and grateful that our A320 family aircraft has powered the growth of IndiGo and catalyzed the transformation of Indian skies. But our partnership with IndiGo goes beyond numbers. It goes beyond record orders. I think it's all about relationship. It's all about trust. It's all about shared values. It's all about faith. I think IndiGo has believed in Airbus since day one. And we've always believed in IndiGo. And I will dare say that IndiGo is special to Airbus. And we are absolutely committed to IndiGo. I think we've grown together in India for the last 18 years. We've matured together. We've learned together. And we've had our ups and downs, but we've never stopped believing in each other, relying on each other, trusting each other. And the partnership has only grown for the last 18 years, and it's now all set to support the next chapter of the IndiGo's growth story. So Peter, turning 18, I think that's a turning point.
It surely is, Remy.
It opens new possibilities. It opens a new world, literally. And I'm very grateful that you have selected the Airbus A350 and the XLR to materialize your long-haul ambitions. I'm convinced that a revolution is coming up in the international market out of India. And just as a child prodigy has transformed the domestic Indian aviation market for the last 18 years, a cool but wise 18-year-old is going to do exactly the same in the international market. And at Airbus, we're very proud. We're very proud to be your partner in this leap towards new heights and, of course, new borders. So thank you, IndiGo. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Kapilji. And happy anniversary, IndiGo.
Thank you, Remy. Thank you so much. You know, Remy, Actually, yesterday we had a little celebration internally, as I shared, and in IndiGo, you know, we appreciate everyone, and so what we did yesterday, we gave everyone an IndiGo T-shirt, which was sort of not mandatory, but highly suggested to wear on that specific day. Given the fact that Airbus is with us right from the start, let me hand out a T-shirt to you, which is actually only for IndiGo staff, but the size should work, yeah. So let me hand out this T-shirt for you. 18 years, India by IndiGo, and Airbus partnership. Why don't you stand in the middle here?
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. I will proudly wear it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Amy. I'm sure the next time we meet, you'll be wearing this T-shirt. Ashta?
I am so excited. After watching that video as a pilot, I could not imagine anything else but to sit in that beautiful Airbus A350 and fly.
You will fly it. You will not sit. You will fly it, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to travel from Patna to Paris.
No, Patna, Paris. Ahmedabad, Amsterdam is better. No Patna, Paris.
Sure. But all of this is going to happen in 2027. So what about right now?
You know, you have to work towards a point in the future, and we're working towards that point in the future. And in fact, what we're doing over the last 2 years, and again, let me just refresh, in 23, 100 million customers coming from 78 million the year before. We started to move more and more international. We pretty much added 200 new routes in total. That's all what we have done in 23 and partly 24, and I just announced we'll be stepping up from 33 international to 40 plus international.
Great.
Next year, we get the Airbus XLR coming in. That will further expand our range in next year. So 27 the wide body, 25 the XLR, but 24 isn't over yet, right? We're halfway. Absolutely. So as we shared earlier with everyone, we will be launching a tailor-made business product on the nation's busiest and business routes. That's very exciting.
That is. I mean, you've created a lot of suspense over it, Peter. I think you should just tell us already what it is.
No. It's actually, we shouldn't tell, we should show. So why don't we have a look at the video and see how this would look. I think the video would be better. You know, picture says much more than words. So let's look at the video together. Here we are. IndiGo stretch. Stretch your body, stretch your imagination.
My God, IndiGo stretch. That sounds so exciting. And I have 1,000 questions, by the way. Like, seriously. So is it going to be a two-seater or a block in the middle?
No, sure, it's a two-seater. It's going to be a real good business class. You sit two. We work with the best in the industry. This seat is being provided by Recaro. It's going to be a two-seater. You saw it. You can stretch and you can relax.
And what routes am I going to fly?
Oh, you will fly. Where are you from?
Delhi.
Delhi out? Okay, very good. So Delhi, it will be all the metros will be served from Delhi. So we're going to do this product on all the metro to metros with a few exceptions here and there, but it will fly from the metros to the metros, the longer metro routes, and it's going to be a total of 12 routes. And since you're based out of Delhi, it's going to be Chennai, it's going to be Hyderabad, it's going to be Bangalore, it's going to be Mumbai, it's going to be Kolkata. So that's where you're going to fly.
All that sounds fancy, but am I going to get my chicken jungly sandwich?
Chicken jungly sandwich is still there, but not in this class. We have a curated special meal in this class. And as I said, we work with the best in the industry. and we work with our best partners. And I've shared Airbus, and I've shared Recaro, and for this one we have a meal specially curated by the Oberois, and we work together on that special class.
That is superb. And of course, the most pertinent question, which I think everybody would be raring to ask you, when is this coming up?
You know, on the 18th anniversary, since we're celebrating that actually now, you know, we will be open for sales as from tomorrow. So as from tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, and there's no such thing as a free lunch, nor a free samosa, nor a free tea. So all of you, please, from tomorrow, you go online, go indigo.in, and you will find a starting introduction fare for this route at 18,018 rupees. And that's going to be bookable as from tomorrow on the first route we will fly from Delhi to Mumbai as from the middle of November.
Wow, that is so great. So we've got IndiGo Stretch, Airbus A350. Unbelievable, Peter. I mean, flying is really going to get bigger and better.
You know, it is. And again, it is. If we see how we're moving with all the different parts, and I like that thought. It's actually coming better all the time. So please hold that thought, because picture api baki hai. So for the next announcements, let me invite two more colleagues. I need a bit of support. I'm standing here just with you, and you're great, but I need more support than doing that. So let me invite the man who is responsible for all our digital advancements and marketing, Mr. Nitin Chopra, here on stage. But I need more support, so may I ask Ms. Sumi Sharma, who is responsible to run our training center, iFly, and also responsible for our customer experience. And by the way, and I'm not sure if everyone has seen it, Sumi is part of the beautiful IndiGo journey right from the start. And those who look well at the picture of Imphal, you could see Sumi 18 years back, Sumi, but still going strong, right?
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and really fantastic having you being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, you know, wide-body aircraft in 27, the XLR coming in next year, business class available for sale as from tomorrow, operational before the end of the year. Think about that. It's a fantastic feature. It's going to be bookable as from tomorrow. We'll fly it as from the middle of November, and then in a time frame of 12 months, we cover all our routes. That's fantastic. And I know there are some people from the trade here. We count on you to make sure that we fly them well. These 12 seats operated on these planes. But actually, that's all great. But I think there's still something missing, Nitin. What is missing?
I mean, there is a lot of buzz in the air. I mean, a lot of excitement. So rather than me speak about it, why don't we just have a look?
Thank you.
IndiGo. Really?
But we've kept it very easy again, right? So simple leveling up, upgrading up these tiers is simple and hassle-free, based on the amount you spend on IndiGo and a minimum number of flights, right? And what do you get once you tier up? We get all the benefits like our prime passes, our ancillary products like baggage and seats. One of the important things for us as we designed this program was that, some of these programs, there's no anniversary you've got to wait for when the upgrade actually happens, right? So if you hit the benchmark yesterday on the upgrade possibility, then today we'll upgrade you, right? So you don't have to wait for some arbitrary anniversary, right? Also, no expiry. If you are active on the IndiGo loyalty program, there is no expiry. Now, in terms of its usage, we've made sure it is fully digital. So think IndiGo, think loyalty program, think goindigo.in, think IndiGo app, right? So we baked in the program into the tools that already are loved and used by all of you, right? We've also made sure that if you're using our direct channels, while it is also available in direct channels, we pepper it with some extra points, right? So all in all, a composite loyalty program for the benefit of our customers. First phase, we are launching with just the IndiGo ecosystem, and the teams are right now sitting together and curating with a nuanced set of partners so you can earn and burn on a larger ecosystem as well. So Peter, a well-rounded IndiGo
it's
loyalty
fantastic,
program.
and I'm sure you all recall these 11 points with Nitin just noted out, right? 11 points. I think the first one was the most important. You earn on each and every IndiGo flight. And the amount you earn depends on where you book, what price you book, what timing you book, and all. But you earn on each and every flight, irrespective of whether you use a card, whether you do it online, so that's an important part. And that actually, I think, is an important part. But, Sumi, from a customer perspective, because this is all the characteristics of the program itself, which is incredibly important, and I all encourage you to make sure you'll be a member of that program. But what does it mean? Half of the room is looking at the financial consequences of this, and the other half is looking what's in for me as a customer. So I think Nitin served one half of the room, those who want to know what the financials are doing. Maybe you can serve the other half of the room and say, I'm a customer, what do I get?
Exactly.
I fly 10 times, do I get a free ticket? What do I get? That's, I think, what people want to know. It's India, good deal, right?
Thank you, Peter. I think it's all about customers, and customers. So 4 very important things. Very easy to earn blue chip points. Even easier to burn. So no sun, rain, seasonality, blackout period, nothing. We have the last seat on the plane. You have the points. The seat is yours. Real-time redemption. So it's digitally very well done so that it's easy to redeem. And, of course, lifetime validity. So that's how blue chip is all about.
Well done, Sumi.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the question of the hour. Nitin, when do we start pre-registration?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So as of today afternoon, you can all go to goindigo.in or our app, and the pre-registration form is available for all of you to pre-register. Thank you so much. Please do that, right?
Awesome. Nitin, I heard goindigo.in, and believe me, this is 18 years of www.goindigo.in. कुछ तो change बनता है, थोड़ा सा, कुछ तो change बनता है. Nitin, what are the changes?
Yeah, thank you. Of course, बहुत change, is required. Yeah, we have been on a journey to revamp our digital channels, our website, our app, our Sky channels, with an objective of, one, making it useful for our customers. That's the most important. But also making sure that we are able to embed, world-class kind of practices in our direct channels, right? So over the month of August, we'll be doing multiple releases. In fact, some of those releases have already started. Yeah. So what is changing, right, in these releases, right? First and foremost, you do need to do a technical upgrade because that's kind of foundational to building great direct channels. We've also revamped the user interface and the user experience, which you should go and have a look. We've also done a kind of global benchmark of the same. Yeah, with the idea being to make it as intuitive as possible so that, you don't need a kind of guide to use those systems, right? And then, given our ethos of hassle-free, which Peter has spoken about throughout today afternoon, yeah, and we made sure that we've embedded a number of those hassle-free features for our customers, right? And Sumi, you've been in the company since the launch, right? And hassle-free is definitely a lot of passion for you, right? So why don't you describe to our guests what hassle-free features have we baked into our digital products?
So, Nathan, we believe that great hassle-free experience comes with simplicity and ease. So what the team has added in is something called as lesser number of clicks. So if our customers have flown with us before, if the customers have booked with us before, they have a choice. They don't have to fill in all of their details and the secured payment methods once again. Just with one click, they can choose for all of that to get auto-filled in. On time is a wonderful thing, and what better gift, Nathan, but to give to our customers of efficiency and ease.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. Another kind of feature of, another thing that runs in our veins, right, is affordability and affordable fares, right? So would you please share how have we baked in affordable fare searching, discovery, usage within these digital channels? Yeah.
Affordability, paise to bachane hai, Nathan.
Hanji, very important.
So what the customers will be able to see as soon as they put their sector in is to see about 60 days of fares coming up. If, let's say, for example, you're flying on the 10th of August, 3 days before and 3 days after, you'll be able to see the fares. And as we've been talking about, it's all about giving choice to our customers to have flexible and paise bhi bach jayenge.
Anji, thank you. Thank you. And, we live in the digital era, we live in the era of innovation, continuous innovation. So one of the things, which was important to us as we refresh our digital channels is ensuring we integrate innovation into the digital product, right? My favorite, and I think we should all go and examine it yourselves, don't want to describe it, but I think it's one of a kind interactive seat map. What is your big innovation that you like the most, in our digital channels?
Nathan, when we see the whole landscape of the website, it's highly contextual. It's very, very visible. But I think the biggest challenge was that with all of that technology coming into the website and the app, how do we still have individualized customer experience? So our IndiGo Blue Heart comes right to the rescue. And we have, when people are booking in their, doing the booking
journey, yeah.
They will be able to have individualized messages for their journey. With some IndiGo recommendations also baked in. Yeah. So I think just keeping our heart right in place, even with technology, and making it very, very individualized for the customers is what we're looking forward to.
I'm with you, Sumi. Visual and visual ethos is one, exactly. But just having a simple guide with messaging is perhaps another way of looking and easing the journey of our customers, right? I mean, one of the things you and me have discussed, how wonderful it would be if we could, give some anticipatory kind of almost proactive experience, digital or physical, to our beloved customers, right? That's not easy to do. How do you anticipate stuff without being told? But at least we've tried to do a few things in that direction. So, if a payment gateway in India sometimes tend to get broken, as you all know. I mean, if that is broken, we kind of give you a proactive alert saying, don't go down this route. Maybe you want to take another route to do your payments, right? So, I mean, initial attempt at, proactive and anticipatory services, but perhaps something that we will continuously grow in the future as well, right? Yeah. But there is another mantra that we use, which is called Power of We, right? For me, I love all of this, right? Affordable fares, Power of We, right? And, our CEO is not just talking about A350s and all these big things, but he also was contributing to our website and apps one innovative feature, yeah? Peter, do you want to describe what we call the CEO feature to our friends here?
No, you shouldn't call it CEO feature. Yeah. But, I think we have something probably unique in India. Customers are booking at an incredible last moment. So having a fare calendar, what we will introduce, basically you see it on a lot of different websites. It's there, we should have it as well, and we have it, which is great. But then we have two other features. One is we have an incredible rich network from many stations in India, one. And two, we have an Indian customer who likes to book as late as possible, preferably the evening prior, or actually 3 hours prior, because you never know what happens, you should have some flexibility. So what we actually have done with the team is to come up with a feature. You want me to explain it now?
Yes, please.
Yeah?
Yep.
We come up with a feature where basically the weather in Delhi is poor, it's hazy, it's whatever it is. So you just go with one click on the IndiGo website and it says where you can go for the best price. We select your destination, we enthuse you with the destination, and you can just click with us and go. I think it's a wonderful opportunity all across the network, and I picked Delhi as an example, but I could have picked Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, all the other places. Each and every day we'll have last-minute features for those travelers wanting to travel, not per se to a specific destination. You know, it's hazy in Delhi, I just want to get out. And then IndiGo offers you the Dharamshala if you want to go up north, or Goa if you want to go up south. I think it's really, it should work well.
Yeah, all right, thank you, thank you. Thank you for contributing, you know, to this, this release and this new features. You know, you never really stop, right, Peter? I mean, you know, this is a journey. We'll continue to improve our website and app. But just as a summary of all of this, why don't we have a look at what we have cooked up for all our customers?
Ladies and
It is such a game changer, honestly.
It is.
And, you know, on behalf of the 38,000 colleagues of mine, I can very confidently say that we are all so proud and immensely excited to be on this new journey and phase of IndiGo.
That's fantastic. And I think if we see where we're moving and we launch a strategy towards new heights and across new frontiers, we basically set out, this is the direction we're going. And all the things you have seen over the past 2 years, really, and all the announcements today are really very much part of that journey and building blocks towards moving from a primarily domestic airline into a global aviation player. And again, keeping in mind the vision which was originally there. So, Asha, if you ask me how do you feel as one of these 38,000 employees, I feel the exact same thing as you just described. Happy, proud, privileged to stand here, privileged to be part of that journey and to able, together with you and my colleagues, to announce today these wonderful plans. And our journey, ladies and gentlemen, ever since the start of IndiGo, has been not to build just an airline in India, but to spread our wings. And our roots and our fundamentals of what we are and who we are Indian, but increasingly the world will be where we operate. And clearly the 350 will bring us literally much further towards new heights and across new frontiers. And considering India's soaring economy and the evolving aspirations of our customers, this is a very natural moment of moving into that direction. Because as I said earlier, the India of today is no longer the India of 18 years ago. And neither will the India of 2030 be the India of what it is today. But when it comes 2030, IndiGo will be ready. India at that time is firmly the third largest economy in the world. Our companies will be all over the place. And at that time, IndiGo will be double today's size. We'll have wide bodies to serve all these markets. We'll have business class, domestic, and maybe in the future international, to fulfill the dreams of our aspirational travelers. And we keep sure that we maintain our cost leadership. That's really fantastic.
That's so true, and I cannot wait to experience all of these new additions, Peter, really. But what about our customers? How is it going to change the way they travel?
You know, the very basis of what we have at IndiGo, and that's why I wanted to put emphasis at the very beginning, is still affordable fares, courteous and hassle-free service, and an on-time performance. And I'm super proud of all the IndiGo teams who work on that each and every day and making sure that we live up to these customer promises. But what we're going to do is that's the basis. We're going to expand on that and we're going to build on that. And like India is building and evolving, we will be evolving with those new products, the domestic and the international traveler. And seeing the amount of international travelers we have today compared to a few years ago, if someone would have said you fly to all these places in Central Asia and they're actually full right from day one, no one would have believed it. So moving up from 33 to 40 plus international destinations in the next couple of months is only a natural step. So we maintain our customer promise, but we expand our reach, we expand our horizon, and we expand basically also our opportunities. And our modern app, and I'm very proud also on the digital team what they have done, to build an app matching the needs. I mean, the whole world comes to India to get its software done. So we should be a leader in that segment. And I'm very proud of the IndiGo team, together with the partners, that they've built that stuff here. So the new aircraft we're creating will also create a lot of connectivity on the airports. So if we want to transform India into a global aviation hub, we need better connectivity at airports, and we're working on that. And I'm proud to have some of the airports being present here. And we see already an increasing connecting percentage. Because that hub vision is there from the Indian government, and we continue to build on that to make sure that we will build an aviation, global aviation powerhouse, collaborating with some of the partners. So, from Ahmedabad to Amsterdam, from Surat to Seoul, and for you from Patna to Paris, we will not only give wings to the nation, but in the future also give wings to the world. And as the country continues to develop and evolve, our loyalty program will enable our customers to earn rewards and benefits for their travel. Our business class will be the desired option, and I hope all of you will be able to experience that in the near future. Just go online and booking. So it's really nice that we're actually doing much more than just evolving. And maybe, Ashta, as I said to you before, how beautiful it is. IndiGo, sirf ek nahi airline hai. IndiGo, ek vada hai.
Wow.
So it is really, you know, it's an aspiration for all of us, for the country, to move forward on that.
What a beautiful thought, Peter. Truly, truly. Anything that you would like to say to our 60 colleagues?
You know, every company, the heart and the soul of the company is the people. It's not the logo, it's not the brand, it's the people who make the operation each and every day. the people who stand in the front line, the people who work at the office, the people who negotiate with our suppliers, the teams who are silently working in the background, be it aircraft purchasing, be it mechanics, be it legal, all these teams are there. So I think it's really, it speaks to the quality of the IndiGo people, what we have achieved today. Without those people, we would not be able to be where we are. And over these 18 years, thousands and thousands of fine men and women have really helped to build the company to what it is there today. So I think 2 years ago when I joined, I said, it's going to be the most exciting time in your professional lives. I think so far, we're pretty much living up to that promise, Asha.
Absolutely, absolutely. And truly such a proud moment for all of us over here, Peter, and at the airports, and all our new offices as well, really.
Yeah. So, you know, since we have so many of our business partners here today, why don't we not only thank the IndiGo employees, but also all our partners on behalf of IndiGo. Thank you for your support, thank you for working with us, and thank you to support IndiGo. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for being with us today. We've heard so much, we talked a lot, and now it's really time to experience it. And may I therefore request everyone to proceed to our experience center to see for yourself what that next phase of IndiGo will look like and will feel like. And to ensure that we're able to give the best, as I said, we work with the best. So I mentioned Airbus, I mentioned Recaro, and I also mentioned Oberoi, and they will help us later on to show the product we have on board in our new IndiGo Stretch class. So, shall we have a look?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Come on.